Hello, everyone. Welcome back. In today's video, we'll walk through creating a scheduled report in BoldDesk. I'll guide you through the permissions needed and the steps to set it up. A scheduled report is an automated email report generated by the system. Imagine a scenario where support managers need a weekly summary of tickets breaching their SLA every Friday evening. With scheduled reports, both agents and managers can automatically receive these summaries every week. BoldDesk's Schedule Report feature is specifically designed to help agents set up automated report delivery to selected recipients at specific times. This functionality eliminates the need for manual report creation and distribution, boosting efficiency. Let's see some of the benefits of scheduling reports. First, reports are accessible, being delivered directly to the intended recipients. Second, automated scheduling guarantees that reports are generated and delivered on time, providing a consistent delivery of information without manual effort. Third, automating report generation saves employees time and effort since they no longer need to compile and distribute reports every time, allowing them to focus on more strategic tasks. And last, by automating the process, the likelihood of human error is reduced, improving accuracy in the reports. Now, I'll show you the permissions required by agents to schedule reports. Agents must have the Manage Scheduled Report permission assigned to their roles. By default, all system roles except the agent role have this permission assigned. However, you can edit the system roles and enable or disable this permission as needed. You can also create a custom role and enable the Manage Scheduled Report permission in the Reports module. Next, we can select the permission level from the options. Assigning the Own Scheduled Report permission allows agents to view only the reports they have scheduled. The agent will not be able to view or download reports scheduled by other agents. Selecting the Own or any agent's scheduled report permission allows agents to read all data from the scheduled reports. Then we click Update to save the changes. To learn more about managing roles and permissions, follow the documentation link in this video's description. Next, I'll show you how to create a scheduled report. To begin, I log into my BoldDesk account. Then, I open the Reports module and click Schedule Report to view the list of the scheduled reports. I click Add Schedule Report option. I enter the schedule name and select the module to set the scheduled report. The scheduled report can be set for the ticket, customer satisfaction, and work log modules. I then provide a description, though this is optional. Next, we need to select the scheduler mode, Basic or Custom. First, I'll show you how to configure the Basic Scheduler mode. The Basic mode offers predefined repeat intervals for reports. You can set it to once, daily, weekly, or monthly from the Repeat drop-down menu. If you select Weekly Repeat, you need to select the specific day to run this task, and selecting Monthly Repeat requires you to select a specific date for it. There are configurations that are common to the Basic mode repeat options, like the start date and time the report should be generated. The end date, which is available for daily, weekly, and monthly repeat options. This is useful if the scheduler needs to run for a specific time period before stopping, though it is optional to set it. Set the options based on your need. The scheduler timing must be set to trigger at least 15 minutes from the current time, based on the selected time zone. It is a mandatory condition for the once type. For other types, if the next occurrence is within 15 minutes, it will skip to the next valid occurrence. Next, I select Excel or CSV format to export the file to, and enter the recipient email addresses in the CC field to send copies of the report file. Then, I choose the time zone to use, and the format for the time zone will be applied to date time fields. There is also an option to export the time fields in minutes format. Mark its checkbox if you need to. I click Next to proceed with the setup process. In the Choose Filter section, I select conditions in which to filter the data. Based on the selected conditions, tickets will be filtered and exported. I click Next to open the Field Selection section, where I select ticket fields to be included in the report. Finally, I click Add to save the scheduled report. That's how to schedule reports using Basic Scheduler mode. Next, let's see how to configure the Custom Scheduler mode. This mode of scheduling reports defines a cron expression for precise recurrence that may not be achieved in the Basic mode. A cron expression is a string used to define a schedule for running tasks at specific times and intervals. It consists of 5 or 6 fields representing the timing for the task. For example, you may need to schedule a report for every 2 days or 2 months. With custom mode, you can provide a cron expression with an increment of time on the day or month unit. A 5-unit cron expression is expected as an input with the units to define the minutes of the hour of the day in 24-hour format, day of the month of the year, and the day of the week when the report should be generated. Using a cron expression, separate the units with a space in the order of minute, hour, day off the month, day off the week. Additionally, cron expressions use special characters to define various scheduling patterns. For more details on how to create a schedule using preset and cron expressions, follow the documentation link in this video's description. For instance, to generate a report at midnight on the first day of every second month, I enter 001*/2* in the cron expression text box. The */2 in the month field specifies that the task should run every 2 months. Then, select the start date and end date and proceed with the filters and fields configurations. Scheduled reports, too, must be set to trigger at least 15 minutes from the current time in the selected time zone, and the report will stop once the given end date is reached. The scheduled report will trigger at the designated time, and the file will be returned in the selected format in an email if the set conditions are met. The export status and the download link will be provided in the History tab on completion of the export process. Clients can also download and review the report based on permissions. If none of the conditions they've set for generating a report are met, the History tab will show a failed case, and the status will display unknown error. The file download link is sent in the email and provided in the history of the report. This link will be valid for 7 days. The scheduler will proceed to the next scheduled run based on its mode and frequency. The next run date and time can be tracked on the Next Run On column in the Scheduled Reports listing page. Finally, I'll show you how to manage the scheduled reports. On the Scheduled Reports listing page, there are options to edit and delete them. To edit a scheduled report, click the More Actions icon and select the Edit option. Then, make the modifications you want and click Update to save the changes. To delete a scheduled report, select the Delete option and click Yes, Delete on the confirmation dialog box. The scheduled report will be deleted permanently. And that's all for scheduling reports in BoldDesk. In this video, I demonstrated how to enable permissions required by agents to schedule reports, and how to schedule the reports in basic or custom scheduler mode. I also demonstrated how to manage the scheduled reports. If you found this video useful, please like and subscribe to our channel for more related tutorials. Thanks for watching.